Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, hello and welcome. So this little video, and I've got to keep it as short as possible, is about what do you need when you're just sort of getting a house or a space together to do work and shop stuff. And well, what's the most important thing? You know, the kids today, they need to know, what do I need just starting out? Do I need a milling machine? Do I need a lathe? Do I need a shaper? Do I need a router? Do I need, what do I need? What do I need? Do I need a drill press? Well, let's start with the most basic of basic things. And today is the basic of basics, right? Today I'm going to tell you about buckets. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Buckets. So people don't even think about buckets, right? They're just there. They just exist. But you got to have, the first thing you're going to need, and it's got a million uses, right, is the bucket. Now you should have a minimum of 2 to 3 minimum. 4 is better, and one of them should be broken. That's right, because buckets break. And if your buckets are not broken or damaged in some way, if you don't have at least one busted bucket, I mean, really, what are you even doing with your life? Really. You got to have buckets. And they serve a million purposes. Now, some people are saying, but containers are containers. I could use any container. And dude, look around your shop. You got millions of containers full of stuff. Yeah. But they're not buckets. Buckets, specifically buckets, are something you got to have from day one. Whether you're washing the car, whether you're changing the oil, whether you're working in the yard, you know, if you're just hosing yourself off, you got to fill up the bucket with water and dump it over yourself if you're covered in gasoline or other, you know, flammable solvents, which sometimes happens. Buckets. Got to have buckets. If you can afford a real nice one like that blue one I have, which is fancy, that's a fancy bucket, sure, get that. But the white buckets you get from, you know, the Home Depot or the Lowe's or the Harbor Freight or wherever you're getting them from, get the buckets. You got to have buckets. And again, 1,001 purposes. Some people put their tools in the bucket. Some people put you know, fasteners in the bucket. You can pick them up by their handles. You can carry more of them than one at once in one hand because of the handles. Yeah, you got to have buckets. Now, you say, well, what about a workbench? What about a vise? Aren't those things I need? Sure. Yeah, you can get those later. But the first thing you want to do, the minute you're starting off, the minute you have a couple bucks, and you say, all right, I'm going to start a garage or a shop, or I'm going to have a home garage or a shop, or I got a house now, or I got a condo, or whatever my space is that I'm going to be doing my work in, I need a bucket. You're always going to need a bucket. And again, 3 to 4 is your minimal number. You should really have at least, minimum is really 2, right? You got to have 2. You just got to have 2. 3 is good. Around 4, you know, one of them is going to be busted. Maybe 2 are going to be cracked. And they do. They crack. So, you know, I had one. I was using it. It's actually outside. It was covering a busted sprinkler head that I was doing work on. And that was fantastic. I mean, bucket. Now, someone could say, well, can't you use something else? No, nothing else would have served like a bucket. You put the bucket down. You put a big rock on top of it. It doesn't blow away. And there you go. Yet another use for the ubiquitous bucket. Well, I think that's enough. I think I've said enough about buckets. Oh, there's another one of my buckets. It's on the ground over there. Can you see it? Yeah. And I think there's a bucket in the bucket, or there may be a pail. Now, I'm not going to go into the intricacies between buckets and pails. That's left for the philosophers. I'm just saying, get yourself buckets. That one, I don't know if that one's cracked or not. That one might also be a good one. And I may have another one around here. That's another thing, too. That's why you need at least 3 or 4, because you're going to misplace your buckets. You're going to have them all over the place. And they camouflage themselves into the scenery. So you'll think like, oh, wow, you know, my bucket. Oh, and you're going to have a super clean one, which is going to be like your kitchen, pantry, mudroom, what have you, bucket, right, that your wife is going to use or whatever, significant other. I don't want to offend people. So, you know, whoever's going to keep it in a clean place, you're going to need one for a clean place, fancy one, right? You know, it's nice and pristine, it's not dirty or anything. In case someone sees it, they come over to the house and like, oh, what a disgusting bucket. No, you got to have a clean one for that. So you got your clean buckets, and that's going to be kept somewhere else. Maybe you need a bucket for the bathroom because you're doing some plumbing. So you might have one under the sink in the bathroom. Good to have. Can't stress it enough. You know, that's going to come in real useful with overflow toilets. Anyway, I've exhausted the topic. So that's it. That's all I got for buckets. if you're starting out and you want to know what the first thing I should buy is, yeah, bucket. Get a bucket.